Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. If you're a fan of coins, history, or just love discovering hidden treasures, then you're in for a real treat today. We're diving into one of the most iconic and often overlooked coins in history, the 1-cent coin. You've probably seen it 1,000 times, but today we'll be uncovering its fascinating history, how its value has evolved over the years, and believe it or not, some 1-cent coins can actually be worth a lot of money today. Stick around till the end because you won't want to miss these incredible finds. The 1-cent coin, also known as the penny, has a history that spans over 200 years in the United States. But did you know that the first American coin was actually a bit of a hodgepodge, and the penny as we know it wasn't even in existence at first? Let's go back to where it all started. In 1792, the U.S. Mint was established with the goal of creating a uniform currency system for the young nation. However, the coinage wasn't exactly what we see today. The first pennies, or copper cents, were minted in 1793, but these were far from the sleek, modern coins we're familiar with. They were actually large copper discs weighing 13.48 grams, almost the size of a modern half-dollar. These early pennies were marked with the phrase "Liberty, parent of science and industry," and on the reverse, a chain of links symbolizing the unity of the states. But the minting process wasn't perfect, and many of these early pennies had issues like poor quality control and awkward designs. As time went on, the design of the penny evolved. In 1909, we saw one of the most significant changes to the penny's design, the introduction of the Lincoln cent. The portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, has been featured on the front of the penny ever since. This iconic design made its debut to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Throughout its history, the penny has seen a variety of design changes. In 1959, to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, the reverse of the coin was changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial. And more recently, in 2009, the reverse design was updated to feature 4 different images of Lincoln's life. These included his birth cabin, his formative years in Indiana, his professional years in Illinois, and his presidency. Now, let's talk about the value of the 1-cent coin. The face value of the penny has always been 1 cent, but its purchasing power has changed dramatically over time due to inflation. If you look back to the early 1800s, a penny could buy you more than it can today. For example, in 1800, 1 cent had the buying power equivalent to about $2 in today's money. Imagine being able to buy a loaf of bread or even a nice dinner for just 1 penny. Pretty crazy, right? But over the centuries, as the cost of living increased, the penny became less and less valuable. Today, a penny doesn't have the same purchasing power. In fact, because of inflation, the cost of producing a penny now exceeds its face value. The U.S. Mint actually spends about 1.76 cents to produce each penny, meaning it costs more to make than it's worth in circulation. Now, here's the exciting part. Did you know that some 1-cent coins are worth far more than just their face value? While the majority of pennies are just worth 1 cent, there are rare, valuable pennies that can fetch thousands of dollars. Let's explore some of these hidden treasures. One of the most famous rare pennies is the 1943 copper penny. Most pennies minted that year were made of steel due to a copper shortage caused by World War II. However, a few copper planchets were accidentally used to strike some 1943 pennies. These rare 1943 copper pennies can be worth anywhere from $100,000 to over $1 million, depending on their condition. Then, there's the 1909 SVDB penny, which was minted in San Francisco. Only 484,000 of these were made, and because of its rarity and historical significance, the 1909 SVDB penny can be worth thousands of dollars, especially in mint condition. A well-preserved one can sell for as much as $1,000 to $2,000. Another incredibly rare penny is the 1914 Lincoln cent. This coin, which was minted in Denver, is considered one of the most sought after by collectors. Depending on the condition, a 1914 penny can be worth anywhere from $50 to $100,000. Even the more common pennies, like the 1955 double die, can fetch serious money if they have errors like double strikes in the design. The 1955 double die is especially valuable, with some examples worth upwards of $10,000 in excellent condition. So, should you go digging through your change jar to see if you have a hidden gem? Well, the odds of finding a rare penny in your everyday pocket change are slim. However, it's always worth keeping an eye out, especially for coins from certain years or ones with obvious errors in their design. If you happen to find a 1943 copper penny or a 1909 SVDB penny, you might just want to take it to a professional coin dealer or get it appraised. Who knows, you could be sitting on a small fortune. The 1-cent coin may seem insignificant at first glance, but it carries with it a rich history and a story that spans centuries. While the penny's face value may not buy you much today, certain rare pennies can still hold immense value. So, next time you come across a 1-cent coin, you might want to take a closer look. You could be holding a small piece of history. Thanks for joining me on this fascinating journey into the world of the 1-cent coin. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment telling me about any rare coins you've come across. Until next time, happy collecting!